My coach of the year is Kyle Shanahan. He's winning with peanut brittle and baling wire and duct tape. They have no healthy players. 49ers are 5-2 with a backup quarterback. Third down offense, despite a bad offensive line, is top 3 in the league. Basically, the offense is Christian McCaffrey and cross your fingers. This is one of the great coaching jobs you'll ever see. They play the Rams this weekend, who are fully staffed and ready to go, and yet it's only a field goal spread. Niners at 10.
Number 9.
Detroit. Don't always love their coach. Lost 2 of their last 3 games, but they're 5-0 when they rush for over 100 yards. So it's pretty clear the key to this team. When Jared Goff's got an extra beat, when they've got the run game, Detroit's a solid franchise. Are they a Super Bowl winning team? Not as long as McVay and Stafford are in the NFC and Howie Roseman's running the Eagles, in my opinion. Detroit 9.
Number 8.
Listen, the Patriots. They're on a 6-game heater. Drake May, my concern, has been sacked 12 times over the last 2 games. That is a problem. Up front, he's not getting great protection. But when Christian Gonzalez plays, their corner, super athletic kid out of Oregon, they are 6-0. So there is certainly a way they need to play to win, but they're doing it. I have them at 8.
Number 7.
The Bucs. They're going to get Bucky Irving back. They're going to get Chris Godwin back. Now, they've got a tough schedule coming up. They got the Patriots at Buffalo and at the Rams. But they are a team that's living a little bit on that borrowed time stuff. They have 4 game-winning drives. I don't love the way they're winning, but I like their swagger, and they've been able to win all beat up, and now they're getting healthier. Tampa at 7.
Number 6.
I put Kansas City at 6. They're 0-4 in one-score games. They've got to get Josh Simmons is now back after a 4-game hiatus. That will matter a lot. The way to beat Kansas City is clear, Super Bowl or not. Pressure Mahomes. When Mahomes gets hit over 7 times this year, they're not a good football team. He got hit 15 against Buffalo. So they rank 2nd in big plays. They still have an elite top 4 red zone offense, the best quarterback and coach in the sport. They need to solve left tackle. I think with Simmons now they will. Don't sell your stock. I have them at 6.
Number 5.
I have Denver ahead of them because Denver's got a better offensive line, and I love their coach too. Denver's weird. They apparently are the greatest fourth-quarter team in league history. But I will say there's a stat about Denver that's really impressive. They have the best offensive line in terms of protecting their quarterback from sacks, and yet they lead the NFL in sacks. That wears well in cold weather. I've got Denver at 5.
Number 4.
Seattle just added a deep threat from the Saints. That win over Washington looked like Ohio State and Youngstown State. That was a physical, athletic mismatch. 4-0 on the road, won their last 10 road games. Sam Darnold, advanced metrics, he's the best quarterback in the league this year. I'm not joking. PFF has them number 1, too. Their defense is young and getting better. 3 straight games holding people under 20. They are young, but they have an identity. Green Bay's young and doesn't have an identity. I like Seattle and Darnold at 4.
Number 3.
Whoever I put number 3 loses the next week. I'll put Buffalo there. Highest rush percentage in the league. I got to give the organization credit. They were too Josh Allen reliant. They run the football a lot. I think they probably need some help. Interior D-line. They have an excellent pass defense, but you can gash them on the run. But they took a lead on Kansas City, forced the Chiefs to throw, and Joey Bosa, that's why they acquired him. They've also gotten, I said this about 6 weeks ago, I like all 3 of their tight ends. It's a tight end run offense, not a receiver offense.
Number 2.
Are the Rams the best coach team in the league? What don't they do well? Highest overall grade, highest offensive grade by any team according to PFF. Only team to rank top 3 in virtually everything. The least penalized team for the 2nd year in a row. The number 1 run blocking team. When you watch them play, it is so methodical to watch them play. They do everything well. They don't turn it over. And now, I love Matt Stafford, can get a bit reckless. Now that he's not throwing picks, I think they are the best team right now in the NFC with one exception.
Number 1.
Howie Roseman's made a couple of deals at the trade deadline. I'm going to put Philadelphia 1. They're very good in one-score games. And when Saquon Barkley gets 15 touches, they're undefeated. I think the A.J. Brown situation kind of gets in the way. The only way to puncture a great team is drama in the locker room or a severe injury. So I think their last game, when A.J. didn't play, that was their true identity. A power run team, Saquon 15 touches. I think the two best teams in the league right now are NFC teams.
Well, A.J. Brown actually was just traded. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's funny. I've been banging this drum where they always say the AFC is so much better than the NFC, and they kept saying that. I was like, it's so, stop repeating that nonsense. And here we do. We have the Eagles and the Rams. But yeah. Okay. At first, I thought he was not going to have the Seahawks in there again. And I'm like, what are we doing, man? And now, so last week the Seahawks weren't even in the top 10. Now they beat the Commanders, who are obviously decimated and not a very good team. Now they skyrocket to the top 4. And like my whole thing is like outside of Sam Darnold, obviously just playing like literally perfect that game, which was just a wild thing. And as someone who obviously believes in the Seahawks, them beating the Commanders does not show you that they were that they were like an 11th or 12th team. And then they beat the Commanders and now they jump to 4. Like it's just not how my mind works, man. It's just not. Same thing with the Chiefs losing a tough game to the Bills, where they were like the number 1 team in the NFL according to Colin. They lose to the Bills and now they drop 2-6. Like it's not like that. And the Rams, listen, the Rams have been very well, and I do consider schedule and who you play. Now I don't use it as a frame of reference to completely rip a team. I care about it more when we're talking about like younger quarterbacks. Sometimes when we're talking about younger quarterbacks, they'll be like, oh, like Drake May, he's only beaten. And they'll like name all the bad teams. And I'm like, listen, he's a young quarterback. This is a young team. Like that means nothing to me. But when you are more established, it does matter to me to a lot larger of a degree. And when you're a better team, if we're looking at the Chiefs, the Eagles, etc., and the Rams have struggled or lost to every team that's actually competent right now. They just have, and it's not to say that they're not good. It's not to say that they're fool's gold. It's not to say that there's actually, instead of being top 2, they should be 12th. I'm not saying any of that. It's just something to consider, because Colin's like, oh, their stats, they've been so amazing at this, that, and this. And it's like, yeah, they're beating really bad teams. And when they played the Eagles, they lost. When they played the 49ers, they lost. Yes, they beat the Colts. And by a touchdown, and Colin himself believes that the Colts should have won that game. So it's just, I don't know. You just gotta be careful. Sometimes with those situations, I would have less confidence if it wasn't Stafford McVay. I've consistently said in this season where everything has been such a mess, it's like my default is trusting the coach quarterbacks and the teams who I know and trust are going to be able to find their way through this chaos. And the Rams and Stafford and McVay are included in that. But I'm not right now going to put them at 2 ahead of the Chiefs, ahead of the Bills. I think the Chiefs and the Bills are actually more battle-tested right now, and I know people are really cold on the Chiefs right now. Their O-line was banged up, and I defend the Chargers for having a messy O. Like, I defend teams when things are imperfect, especially if they're going to improve, they're going to get better. And I ripped Patrick Mahomes and don't think that he's necessarily been great. And I called the Chiefs out for everyone. Celebrating that they beat the Commanders. I'm consistent. I'm not celebrating that the Seahawks beat the Commanders, even though I think they're a top team and they beat the Raiders, who are not a good team. And if the Broncos beat the Raiders and beat them 42-0, I'm not going to celebrate that on Thursday either. To me, at the end of the day, it really matters how you look against the better teams, not how much you blow out the bad teams, or even if you eke out a win. If you eke out a win against a bad team, it's something to consider. And if you lose, it's something to consider. But it still never holds as much weight against when you're playing the truly great teams. And so like, you know, when I look at the Bucks, like I'm not going to put the Bucks right now uh, ahead of the Patriots and the Lions. Not going to do that. I think the Patriots have been really good and have been feisty, and we talking about giving other teams excuses with injuries and O-line and whatnot, and so they deserve that credit. I do think that they had been playing better. I think they had been punching above their weight a little bit. So, you know, right now, again, and for this list, I never really add teams or take away teams. I just keep the 10 as they are, because then I do my own list, and then Nick's got his list and all that. So just to make this a different video, I'd put the Bucks at 10, or excuse me, I'd put the Bucks at 9. I'd still leave the 49ers at 10 because I still am uncomfortable with all the 49ers injuries, and I still, you know, when a team is constantly injured and in down the lineup, and I just will always feel uncomfortable with that, honestly. I really will. And then it's just like, it's such a free-for-all, you know? So I got the Niners and the Bucks, and then it's just like such a mix of who's who right now. I believe in the Patriots tremendously. The Lions, and this is what I had said before, they got to show their coaching, and I said this on my live stream. The Lions have to show that they can call plays and call games against great teams, against great defenses. They've shown that they still have the ability to roll teams and beat bad teams, but you got to show that you can do it against the better teams. And so far, they have struggled at that. That has not something that they've shown to be resilient enough or have that answer. And that really showed against the Minnesota Vikings, against a division rival, competitive defense, et cetera, et cetera. So that, you know, that is something that they haven't shown quite yet. I still am more comfortable with them again. Still 6th or 5th, you know, still flirting around there. Drake May, again, like you, to me, it's such a toss-up right now between the Lions, the Patriots, and the Broncos. And I'm just focused on right now too. I'm not trying to predict how Sam Darnold's going to be in the playoffs, how Drake May is going to be in the playoffs. I'm not focused on that for this video whatsoever, because I'm just not. I know Patrick Mahomes and Josh Down and those guys are going to bring it in the playoffs. I'm just focused on what you look like right now, and you know, the Patriots, the Lions, and the Broncos. I see so many pros and not cons, but questions about how is this going to look in the biggest moments. The Broncos, I do not think the Broncos are playing their best football right now. But the question mark is, when are they going to play their best football? Because we're in November now. Now is the time to start to play your best. I made a whole Broncos video saying you either are or you are. And we're about to find out when they play the Chiefs. What is that, next Monday or whatever it is. You know, they're the Chiefs have the bye, and the Broncos have like the extended pseudo bye with the Thursday night game. So when whatever date that is, then we're really gonna have a lot of answers about the Broncos and what are they capable of doing. I think the Patriots have been incredibly consistent. And yeah, I know Drake May has been sacked a lot, but like he endures it, and it doesn't seem to. The Patriots don't seem to suffer any consequences from it. So it's kind of crazy right now. But between the Broncos, the Lions, and the Patriots, like it's fascinating. I would say that out of those 3 quarterbacks, Drake May has been the most consistent right now. You technically have the least amount of faith in him because he is obviously the youngest. And that's why right now, like I said, I'm not trying to just be like, well, I don't know, you know, can Drake May sustain this? Like, I'm just not interested in constantly filtering the conversations through that lens. So to me, you can't go wrong with either of those 3 teams in whatever order you want. And then that's where then I'm just going to kind of fall back a little bit, where I'll still leave. Like I think the Rams okay, I am going to put the Rams at 6, and then I'm going to have the Seahawks at 5, and then I'm going to put the Chiefs. Hold on. No, I'm doing this wrong. So sorry. Okay, I see what I did wrong there. The Seahawks 5, the Seahawks 5, the Rams 5, the Seahawks 4, and then the Chiefs 3, Bills 2, Eagles 1. I got a little confusion there, but that's where I have it right now. Seahawks, the Rams 5, Seahawks 4, Chiefs 3, Bills 2, Eagles 1. But to be clear, I again, the reason why I don't like numbers is because it sounds like then there's such a big gap between 5 and 1, 4 and 2. Like, and I don't see it that way. I still see the Bills, the Eagles, the Chiefs right now as still I don't know who when those three teams play each other, man, it's just like, do you get that big sack when it matters most? Like when there is a fumble and it's bouncing around, does it stay in bounds and you get to scoop it up, or does it roll out of bounds? Like it's just, that's what's about to happen right there. Yeah, I favor the Seahawks because I genuinely believe that they're playing unbelievable football right now. And you don't need just the advanced analytics about Sam Darnold. You just need the regular analytics, and he's been absolutely elite and absolutely special. You also just need your eyes. Just watch the game, and you'll see how elite he's been. But again, if I was looking at it more from trying to figure out, well, who do you trust in the playoffs? And we know Sean McVay and blah 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 blah. Like, yeah, you're gonna have more. You're then gonna knock Seattle because we haven't seen it. We haven't seen Jackson Smith and Jigba and Sam Darnold and Clint Kubiak and McDonald. We haven't seen them in a divisional round in a winter game in the snow against Philadelphia Eagles or something, or whatever it is. Like we haven't seen that, and I know that, and I get that. But like I'm just trying my best to really constantly put that to the side. Because it's, again, just like how I said, it's November. We got to start playing great football. It's November. And so I'm just not going to just skip 2 months ahead and just be like, well, I don't know. Can the Seahawks win a road game, in 15-degree weather? Like I'm not going to do that. It's not fun for me. So, yeah, I think that's the gist of it right now, but those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Khan's top 10 NFL teams heading into week 10? In one way, it's like, it feels like we're getting clarity on these teams, and it also feels like it's getting messier. Eagles adding a bunch of pieces, Seahawks now adding another piece. The Chiefs got healthy, but then now they're banged up or had like family issue, personal family issues or whatnot. The Lions have been a little bit 2 step forward, 1 step back. The 49ers get healthy, then they're banged. Like, it's just, it's puking is in the lineup. Now he's out of the lineup. Then he's in the lineup. Now he's out of the lineup. Like Cooper Kupp was gone for the Seattle Seahawks. Like it's, it really, this season might come down more than ever. Who's just the healthiest? Who's just the healthiest in January? Like who's legitimately healthy? Not like, oh, he's playing, but like, he's laboring a hamstring. It's just like, who's there and who's not. I keep saying it's either you are or you aren't. And it just be like, are you on the field or are you not? Yes or no. Just been crazy season. I love it though. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.